this is a great chance to do it with the city of Daytona Beach. When you think about the chance to reinvest in this community, I think that's a big deal. And so we're on the same page on this. We want to attract more people to Daytona, whether it's for racing or other events. And the key is making sure we have great amenities at this world-class property for that.
Because this lift of the track or the grandstands, could this possibly bring in another race in the future?
You know, we're always open to additional racing events. We operate the venue a little bit over 250 days a year, whether that's events that are open to the public, whether it's sports car racing, NASCAR racing, motorcycles, or private things like go-karts, Porsche Club, Sports Car Club of America, Richard Petty Driving Experience. So you name it. If it has wheels on it and it goes fast, we're going to run it. So this could open us up to other events or other activities. I just don't have those right now. But you bet, when we see some of the redevelopment opportunities, I would guarantee we'll be talking to some others about participating in it.
This PMD that's filed with the city, does it have any sort of expiration date on the end of it?
No, the PMD that we're filing, it gives us the zoning to operate the venue a certain way. And so this expands our ability to operate the venue. And so this is really just kind of the way you do business for the next X amount of years, unless it were to change after that. Right now, we've been currently operating the venue based on zoning we have with the city that was put in place a long time ago. But as we continue to look to the future, we felt like we needed a change in that application so that we can look at major redevelopment projects versus just some of the things that we've done like repaving or we've taken seats out, replaced seats. We're talking about bigger ideas like renovating whole grandstands.
Is there one that you're actually going to start on ASAP now that you filed?
There's really nothing we can do ASAP. So this is a long lead process. If things go well with the city, and we expect that they will, then that could take anywhere from 6 to 8 months. And so that's a typical process that you go through when you deal with zoning with a municipality. It has to go through city staff, and then goes to the planning commission, and then hopefully the city council. So we'll follow that process. During that, hopefully, as we get good feedback from them, we can start developing ideas about what we want to do. From that standpoint, then you've got to deal with cost, schedule, understand the return. So there's a lot of things that we'd have to do even as we consider the ideas before you would ever see something coming out of the ground. But believe me, this is a very positive development for us that we've actually gone through this process to say we're going to consider redevelopment options and we're going to go to the city to get the right zoning in place for us to do it.
Talk about the short track. Obviously, that's a new event. You bring them in this year. Expected to bring in a lot more people, more enthusiasts. You kind of elaborate on that?
You know, when we sit here and we think about Daytona International Speedway and what our brand means, it's about running things around the track at speed. And so for us to add a new event during Speed Weeks on Monday and Tuesday of the 2013 Speed Weeks, that's an outstanding opportunity. But more importantly, it provides a connection to the local racing. And so here Daytona International Speedway is, and we're running Cup and Truck and Nationwide, but the best of those series. Well, now local racers across the country have a chance to kind of trailer on down in February, which is nice weather in Florida, by the way, to run at Daytona. So it's a great chance to connect us to all those great NASCAR home tracks out there. So that local racer, that weekend warrior, has a chance hopefully one day to run at the best track there is, and that's Daytona.
On the plan, can you tell us in the zoning how many businesses could possibly be allowed? What does the plan call for?
You know, we've got really a wide-ranging opportunity, whether it's merchandise experiences, retail, dining, accommodations. So there's a little bit of everything in that. Now, the key for that is not knowing what the next 50 years holds, and we want the opportunity to develop it if we go that way. But at this point, I can't tell you that one will have a precedent over the other right now. The key was really thinking long-term of where we might go and having the ability to consider.
What's more important, the grandstands or putting businesses on that side of the street?
Well, I don't know if I can say one's more important over the other. As we continue to run major racing events, we want our fans to enjoy the experience. But that can be viewed as the seating, the amenities that you experience there, but also the ancillary activities that you might, the ability to stay on property, the ability to have different dining experiences on property. So there's a little bit of both. Obviously, though, I think one of the things that we do need to look at is the grandstands and the experience that our fans enjoy. Obviously, a property that's over 50 years old, there's some challenges with that, but that's okay. We've done a great job with it so far, but that'll definitely be one of the things that we want to keep looking at as we move forward.
Joey, just two quick things. In the event that Florida were to embrace casino gambling, would that be something the Speedway would look at for that side? And how would this flow with the E-zone prospect over here?
Let me answer the second thing first, and that is we hope that we have a great synergy with the north side of the property. So we've already filed a PMD for this side of the street, which hopefully is the Daytona Live project. We expect, though, there to be great synergy between the two, and a lot of the things are the same in both applications. There is gaming in there. We have no current plans for that, but we want to, if the state of Florida allows that to be considered, that we would think about that. Although we have no plans to do that, it's just, again, not limiting ourselves right now. You never know what the future holds. So that is an opportunity to look at. But we really hope from a north side and a south side, the great synergy between all of these tourists that we bring in and making sure that we've got a destination, not just for racers, but for tourists, year-round. Again, for 365 days a year, we want people to think of Daytona as a place to come and visit and to spend those hard-earned dollars here.
Financially, how does the Speedway plan for these things? I mean, these can be extremely expensive, especially when you talk about the grandstands. How do you guys plan for that?
Well, ISC as a company devotes capital each year to all of our 12 properties. So that's a process that we don't deal with publicly, but each track is allotted certain capital to make investments as it relates to transportation, amenities, grandstands. So that's a process that we'll go through. Once we develop the plans and make sure that we've got what we think is the right thing to do, we would then go to our board for them to consider the potential for those projects. So this is a process that still has to be approved. There's a lot of things that can affect this. The economic status in our country, the challenges in the sports, the challenges in everything. So for us, it's a long lead process. We hope to get to a place where we can present some things to the board of directors at ISC for them to consider, and then if we get approval, we can